Hello everybody, welcome to this biology class. Today we will learn a few topics from the chapter Life Processes, and we will try to stress upon the value points only so that today's lesson is more meaningful to you. First of all, let us have a look on the topics that we are supposed to do in this chapter. They are types of nutrition, nutrition in amoeba and human beings, respiration in plants and human beings, transportation in plants and humans, and excretion in plants and human beings. Now let us see that what are the life processes. Life processes are the basic actions and functions which are essential for the survival and maintenance of living beings. Energy is required for carrying out the life processes, and different life processes are nutrition, respiration, circulation in animals, transpiration in plants, excretion, reproduction, etc. Now the question is that do all organisms need special organs for carrying out the life processes? The answer is no, because the unicellular organisms are directly in contact with environment. Therefore, simple processes like diffusion can meet the requirement of taking in food, exchange of gases and removal of wastes. But in multicellular organisms, all cells are not in direct contact with the environment, therefore having various specialized body parts to fulfill the requirements. They have special organ system. Yes, they have special organ system to take in food and oxygen, their transportation, getting rid of useless waste from the body. Now, in this video, we will strictly stress upon the first life process, and that is nutrition. What is nutrition? The definition goes like nutrition is the process of taking food by an organism and utilization of food for energy. This is a vital process which helps living beings to obtain their energy from various sources. Nutrients are the substances which provide nutrition. The process of nutrition includes ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, egestion, and oxidation of food to release energy. Now here you can see, students, the modes of nutrition. Yes, this concept map clearly shows the different modes of nutrition: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Then autotrophic nutrition is of two kinds: photoautotrophic nutrition and chemoautotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition can be studied under four headings: holozoic, saprophytic, parasitic, and osmotrophic. And in the coming slides, we will discuss these topics in detail. Yes, students, type of nutrition, broadly two categories are autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. As you can see, auto means self, trophs means food or feed. So these are the organisms that use simple inorganic substances and either light energy or chemical energy to synthesize food, means they can prepare their own food. But heterotrophs or heterotrophic nutrition is the type of nutrition in which the organism obtains energy through intake and digestion of organic substances, for example animals and plants. Yes. Now, Autotrophic nutrition is the type of nutrition in which organisms prepare or synthesize their own food. You know this, you must have read this reaction also in the previous classes, that all green plants and photosynthetic bacteria, they have autotrophic mode of nutrition, and this is the equation. See, 6 molecules of CO2 when combined with 12 molecules of water in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, they give rise to C6H12O6, means 1 molecule of glucose plus 6 molecules of water, and in this process this oxygen, 6 molecule of oxygen are produced as a byproduct. Yes. This slide also shows the capture of sunlight by the plants. Yes, here you can see the sunlight, the green plants, they capture sunlight, and water and carbon dioxide is taken in by the chlorophyll present inside the green leaves. They produce glucose and oxygen. Now, these 3 steps are very important, and in clear-cut question it is asked that what happens during photosynthesis. Now these 3 points you have to learn by heart, that what are the 3 main steps of photosynthesis. Yes, students, the first step is absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. Second is conversion of light energy into chemical energy and splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. And the third is reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrates. This slide shows photoautotrophic nutrition. Photo means light, photons, and autotrophic nutrition means these organisms called as photoautotrophs can make their own food if light energy is provided to them. For example, green plants, euglena, and photosynthetic bacteria. In this slide you can see that chemoautotrophs are there. In this case, food is synthesized from inorganic substances in the presence of energy derived from the oxidation of simple or inorganic compounds of iron and sulfur. And the example in this case will be the nitrosomonas. This slide shows the heterotrophic mode of nutrition and its subtypes. The first is holozoic nutrition. In this case, the organism feeds by ingesting solid organic matter, which is then digested and absorbed into their bodies. For example, human and animals and insectivorous plants. Yes, students. Another type is saprophytism. Saprophytes feeds on dead and decaying matter. They include bacteria and fungus. And third is parasitism, means parasites. Yes, you heard it right. These organisms called as parasite, they obtain nutrients from living organisms called as host. For example, fleas, lice, and tapeworms. Now here, what you can see is, these are very interesting plants. Yes, these are the insectivorous plants. This is cuscuta. Here you can see cuscuta, pitcher plant. Here pitchers are there. Pot-like structure you can see. This is cuscuta and this is the sundew. These plants eat insects. Yes, these are called as the insectivorous plants. But students, have you ever wondered, have you ever questioned that why do even these plants seem to be green? They must be having the chlorophyll. Then what is the need of these plants taking the insects as their food? What happens, students, is that generally insectivorous plants grow in marshy places and the soil which is poor in nutrients. So, to get their dose of nutrients, especially nitrogen, these plants suck the juices of insects and fulfill their requirements. Isn't it interesting? Yes. Now let us move to other special kind of nutrition. Osmotrophic nutrition means organism take in pre-digested food through its body wall by the process of diffusion. For example, tapeworm, trypanosoma, etc. Another is coprozoic nutrition. Here they depend on fecal matter of other organisms. Students, yes, fecal matter, for example, pig. Another is the mixotrophic nutrition, means organisms that use more than one type of nutrition, for example, euglena. Now let us move to the holozoic nutrition. Steps of holozoic nutrition are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. Ingestion means taking complex organic food through mouth, means खाना मुंह में डालना. Yes. Digestion, change of complex food into simple, soluble and diffusible components. Absorption, passing simple, soluble nutrients into the blood or lymph. Assimilation means utilization of the absorbed food to produce energy. And egestion, as you know, is expelling the undigested food. Now, in holozoic nutrition, we are supposed to do the holozoic nutrition in amoeba as well as human beings. Now, hurriedly, let's have a look at the amoeba, holozoic nutrition in amoeba, which is really a very important topic and oftenly asked in the examination. You can see in this slide, amoeba senses food. Actually, amoeba is a unicellular organism, simplest of all, living in water. When it senses food, these projections, called as pseudopodia, they surround the food. The food is enclosed in the food vacuole. And fourth, enzymes from the cytoplasm are secreted into the food vacuole, and food is digested and soluble materials are absorbed and assimilated. And then the undigested waste is expelled out. So this is the explanation of whatever we saw in the earlier slide of amoeba. Now let us move towards the nutrition in human beings. Okay. Human digestive system is divided into two parts, alimentary canal and digestive glands. Now this beautiful slide tells you all about the human digestive system. Right from the salivary glands, these three, parotid, sublingual and submandibular. These are the salivary glands. The alimentary canal starts from the oral cavity and it ends at the anal portion. Okay. Now, digestive glands. Actually, all these parts of the body we will see afterwards with their function. Therefore, let me move on. Digestive glands are salivary glands present in the mouth which secrete saliva, and an important component of saliva is ptyalin or the salivary amylase. Remember, an important component of saliva is salivary amylase, which is also called as ptyalin. Second is gastric glands. Yes, students, gastric means stomach. The gastric glands secrete the enzymes HCl, which is an acid, hydrochloric acid, pepsin, mucus and gastric lipase. The pancreas secretes pancreatic juice, which contains these enzymes trypsin, pancreatic amylase and small amount of gastric lipase. Liver secretes bile and intestinal gland secretes intestinal juice, which is also called as succus and taricus. In the coming slides, we will see the function of these in detail. Yes, this is a very important slide, basically the crux of the alimentary canal. Here you can see all the parts of the alimentary canal clearly written. Mouth leads to pharynx, then esophagus, stomach, small intestine. The parts of the small intestine are duodenum, jejunum and ileum. And then large intestine and its parts, cecum, colon and rectum. Now here you can see that what are the accessory glands and at what position they are pouring their secretion into our alimentary canal. For example, salivary glands are pouring their secretion into the mouth, gastric glands into the stomach. Here you can see, wait please. Yes, here, liver into this portion, small intestine, pancreas into small intestine, and intestinal glands also into the small intestine. Okay, so this is a beautiful slide. Yes, this slide tell you about the type of teeth in your mouth: incisors, canine, premolars, and the molars, all having their specific function to do. Incisors are the biting type, canines are tearing kind of teeth pointed at the ends, and premolars and molars, they perform the function of chewing. Okay, now this is nutrition in human beings, the explanation, the notes on that, which I should otherwise the video is going to be very long, dear students. So let us move hurriedly. Now here you can see the ptyalin, the salivary amylase, helps in digestion of starch into maltose, which is a simple sugar. Thus the digestion of carbohydrates starts in the buccal cavity, and about 30% of starch gets digested in the mouth with the help of salivary amylase. Okay. Now the stomach has branched and tubular glands that secrete gastric juice. Gastric juice is a mixture of HCl, protein, as we have already discussed it. Now what happens is the digestion of protein starts in stomach. It is done with the help of pepsin. Pepsin converts proteins into peptones, and gastric lipase break down the lipids. Small intestine is a long, coiled and narrow tube, and its wall is provided with numerous long finger-like projections called villi. Yes, students, villi you have to learn it. Villi, a very important structure present in the small intestine. And what is the function of these villi? These villi increases the surface area of inner lining of intestine for absorption. Yes, this is something important. Villi increase the surface area of inner lining of intestine and help in absorption. Here you can see this is the structure of villi. This is a finger-like projection, and inside there are numerous blood vessels, and lacteal, the lymph vessel, is also present. Now bile is secreted by liver cells, and what is the function of bile? Yes, it emulsifies fats. It emulsifies fats. Emulsification of fats. Whatever fats you have taken in the form of ghee or butter in your food, that is digested by, that is emulsified by bile, which is secreted from the liver. Now pancreatic juice secreted by pancreas contain trypsin, another enzyme that help in digestion of proteins, and pancreatic amylase break down the starch. Bicarbonate ions secreted by the duodenal walls. Duodenal wall means wall of the duodenum, makes the medium alkaline for the action of pancreatic enzymes. Yes, students. Yes, students. Here again a beautiful slide is presented which shows the function of alimentary canal and the different parts. For example, as you see, mouth, ingestion occurs here. Then mechanical breakdown of the food occurs in mouth, in esophagus, and up to stomach. Okay. Now deglutition, this word is deglutition. Deglutition means swallowing. What is deglutition? It means to swallow the food. Then chemical breakdown occurs in up to small intestine, and absorption of food also occurs in the small intestine, and last in the egestion occurs in the large intestine. Yes. Now we come to the end of this video, and basically I have made some questions and the answers have also been provided. which will help you to revise this topic well. And at the last, I have kept a slide on the concept map that will give you an entire picture of this topic, that what is the different pathway through which the food that we put into our mouth, how it through which pathway it goes, and what are the different parts of the body that help in the digestion. So thank you everybody. Hope this video will be helpful to you in clearing the doubts of nutrition in amoeba as well as human beings. And thank you all. God bless you. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.